Hey, what's going on, guys? From the Road Guy, my name's Trent. Welcome back to the channel. Today, guys, I'm bringing you my first NFL video to the channel. I'm going to be talking about my NFL preseason predictions. These aren't going to be my official predictions till after preseason, because then I can do a little bit more, I guess, analysis or whatever of the teams, and then I can give my final, like with actual like scores, like I think this team's going to go 7-9, this one's going to go this and that, this and that. For this video, I'm just going to say who I think is going to be at the top of each division and just the order the way down, going through each division. I'm going to try to make this about 15 minutes. And before you ask, yes, I have a Foles jersey. I got a old school Philadelphia Eagles hat. Will it make me biased in this video? Well, you have to stick around and find out. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Hopefully I do not butcher this up so bad. Hopefully the microphone audio is good, because I have it at 80%. So we'll see. And I'm actually looking over here. I should be looking at the camera. I just want to make sure I'm good on there. But anyway, so I'm really excited for the NFL. I discovered football, not discovered football, but like started really liking football about halfway through the 2017 season. And last season, I had a lot of fun with it. And now this is going to be my first season going through everything, I don't want to say that one day I want to be an analyzer. The reason why I'm doing NFL videos on the channel in the first place is just so I can do videos that I've always wanted to do. And I just want to do my predictions. Throughout the year, I'll be doing recaps and predictions and stuff like that, hopefully every week. If not every week, then I'll just tell you, like, well, whatever. Anyway, let's get right into it, because I'm only going to make this video about 15 minutes long, and it's already been 2 minutes, so I'm going to shut the fuck up and let's start. So I'm going to start with the AFC East. Starting from the top, working my way down. Patriots. They're obviously at the top for me. I mean, there's no reason not to have the Patriots at the top. The Patriots are the Patriots. The only thing I have written down here is that they got Michael Bennett, which is he's sort of like, I would say 5% less of what Trey Flowers could bring, so it's not necessarily a downgrade, but I mean, it doesn't make their team better on the defensive line. But he's good, though. He's with the Eagles, and he was really good. So I think with the Patriots, he can actually turn out to be really good and actually scary, because we have to face the Patriots this year as the Eagles, so that is kind of scary. But yeah, Patriots at the top of the division, especially with the Jets, Bills, and the Dolphins also all going through somewhat rebuilding. The Jets and Bills are ahead of the Dolphins. They're sort of like in their, I guess, second year rebuilding or whatever like that, but I think it'll take like another year for them to actually compete with the Patriots, maybe after Tom Brady retires or something like that. But yeah, next I have the Jets, right below the Patriots. I don't know if I have them making the playoffs necessarily. I don't know yet. I have them between like 7-9 and 9-7, maybe 10-6 if they're lucky, if Le'Veon Bell has like a great game. But they were probably the best team in free agency. They had like the second most amount of cap space, and they spent a lot. They got some good players. They got C.J. Mosley. They got Le'Veon Bell. They got some other guys. They have Adam Gase as the head coach, which I'm somewhat excited for, because he's been really good with quarterbacks, and having Sam Darnold, who I think, in my opinion, probably is the second best quarterback to come out of the 2018 draft. But I'm really excited to see what he can do. Sam Darnold, I can't wait to see more Sam Darnold, honestly. He's a quarterback that is really fun to watch. But yeah, the Jets were really aggressive in free agency, and I think it has paid off. I mean, you get Le'Veon Bell is the biggest name, and it's just crazy. I mean, him and Sam Darnold, and plus they have Josh Bellamy, Jamison Crowder, who they got from the Redskins, and also Quincy Enunwa. Like, they got a good wide receiver core. They have a good tight end. They have a good running game. Their defense isn't bad. I mean, if they don't make the playoffs this year, they should go, at the very least, I think they should go 8-8, 9-7. Next, the Bills, who I've heard a lot of people call the poor man's Jets. And the reason why is because they got sort of like people who weren't as good as what the Jets got, which is why I have them below here. Because even though I do think that the Bills are going to be better this year, the guys that they got, I'll just talk about them for a little bit. So it's still an upgrade, though. They got John Brown and Cole Beasley, which are upgrades from what John Allen had last year. They're definite upgrades, and it's not really hard to upgrade from what Josh Allen had last year. And I think all they need to do this year, the Bills also, is work on the offensive line, so that Josh Allen, I think a lot of people are worried about Josh Allen. They think that he might end up being a bust, and I don't think he will. I think he can actually end up being the next great Jets quarterback, or not Jets, Bills quarterback for the team. And I think just some people were scared with, sorry about that. I think some people were just scared of, sort of like how last year he wasn't that accurate, but he's very athletic. A lot of people are comparing him to Carson Wentz. I don't put him up to Carson Wentz, but he's still pretty good. I think he'll have a good year. We have a great year. I don't know. Their old run game, they have Frank Gore, who I think should be in the Hall of Fame, and they have Hyde, who I'm excited for both, honestly. I mean, just because they're older running backs doesn't mean they still have a little juice in them. And I think maybe this year in the draft, they'll probably get a younger running back. And, sorry, my voice cracked there for a little bit. They'll get a younger running back, and they should be fine there. And then, yeah, I think Allen's going to be better. I mean, finally, at the bottom, I have the Dolphins. The Dolphins are going through a restructuring, rebuild. I mean, it's just that clear. Now, whether they're trying to tank or they're just like, oh, we're not trying to tank, we're just rebuilding. It doesn't mean we want to tank. It doesn't matter. I have them at the bottom. They didn't really do anything in free agency this year. I mean, recently, just today, they traded Rob Quinn to the Cowboys. So it's like, well, yeah, they're sort of just trying to rebuild. And it's going to take like 2, 3, hell, maybe even 4 years for them to be competitive, honestly. Because whether you get a quarterback in this year's draft or next year, I think you should get it next year. They're just rebuilding, as all. And they got Ryan Fitzpatrick, and they got 2 other guys who are no names. So it's like, if they get like Daniel Jones or Ryan Finley, it's sort of like, I mean, I just don't think it'd work out. Next, let's move over to the AFC West. I have the Chiefs at the top. This actually depends whether or not Tyreek Hill gets through like this whole stuff with his I forget the word exactly, but he's going through some legal trouble. I think if the question is if he gets in trouble and he gets suspended, will Sammy Watkins be enough? And I personally don't think so. I think they need Tyreek Hill to get to the top of the division. Well, honestly, Patrick Mahomes, we don't know what he's going to do next year. I mean, he's crazy. He's probably for me this generation's next like Brett Favre, like someone who. Like he's awesome. He's amazing. I think he's gonna win like 2 or 3 Super Bowls. So maybe with just him alone, maybe they'll still be competitive. I don't know, but I think they're gonna be fighting for that top seed again, or the title for the AFC West. I think again this year, probably down to the last week. And they also got Matthew, the safety from the Texans, who is a definite upgrade from Eric Berry. I think they'll work on some other stuff during the draft and free agency, but the defense, it definitely upgraded. Is it the best in the AFC West? No, it's not, but I think it can keep them long enough to get to, I think, the very least the AFC Championship, maybe the divisional round, something like that. But you got Patrick Mahomes, so that's still, you still got the best quarterback in the AFC West. The Chargers, I have them second. I'm not too sure about this just because I feel like a lot of people are saying that they are going to be, they're going to be one of the best teams just because they got defeated by the Patriots, and that's fine. I think this is going to be it's going to be the last year or the second to last year where Philip Rivers is going to be still the guy. I think this year he's going to try to make one more push for the Super Bowl, which I would love for him to get to a Super Bowl, honestly. I mean, whenever he retires, the Chargers should retire his jersey. He's done a lot for this team, San Diego and Los Angeles, I guess. But yeah, this is going to be sort of their last charge, sort of like a Saints thing, I feel like. Can they get the number 1 seed? Maybe. It depends on this whole Tyreek Hill thing again, but I don't have whole lot to talk about the team overall. The Raiders, I have them next over the Broncos, yes. They got Antonio Brown, which is an upgrade. Got Tyrell Williams, again, upgrade at wide receiver. They also recently just signed Isaiah Crowell, the running back from the Jets, who signed a 3-year deal with them, but then they let him go after they got Le'Veon Bell. I think he's going to be fine. Sort of like a suitor just in case Marshawn Lynch doesn't come back, which he might, I don't know. And then the linebacker Brandon Marshall, who will help with their defense, and then Trent Brown on the offensive line. I think some of the things is like, they don't know whether or not Derek Carr is going to be their quarterback. I think go with him for this year. Let him play with these new toys before you ground him. Just let him play and see what he can do. Don't get like Kyler Murray or Drew Lock. Like, see what Derek Carr can do with this. Then next year try to get a quarterback, because next year's quarterback draft is going to be a lot better than this one. So I would just wait for that. Give him a year to see what he can do. Then I have the Broncos at the bottom. I did not agree with them getting Joe Flacco. I thought they should have gotten Nick Foles. I think he would have been better. But hey, I mean, they did it with Peyton Manning. Could they do it with Flacco? I don't think they can get to the Super Bowl, but we'll see what they can do. They said they're interested in Drew Lock, so that might be something. They overpaid for their offensive line. And that's about the only bad thing I have about this team. Everything else is good. Their wide receivers are really good. You got Emmanuel Sanders, Cortland Sutton, got Jeffrey Harriman and Jake Butt and Deshaun Hamilton. Tight ends as well. And you got Phillip Lindsay in the running game, Royce Freeman. You got a great defense led by I'm blanking on the name. You guys are gonna kill me. Von Miller and Bradley Chubb, that was his name. So everything else is good. It just depends on the quarterback, I think, with that team. And is Flacco better than Carr? They're sort of the same. That's why I have them. I'm not sure about it yet, though, so we have to wait and see. Next, AFC North. I'm probably going to get killed for this as well. I have the Steelers at the top because I feel like they always find a way. Just because they lost Bell and Brown doesn't mean, like, they lost Bell this year and they were within one game short of the AFC North title. So I think they find a way. I think the Browns hype, I'll talk about the Browns in a minute, but you got James Conner and Juju Smith-Schuster, this sort of next generation. Could you had the Triple B, now you're going to have the CBS. Well, I don't know, maybe we can see. I think also asking whether or not if James Washington, who was like their second or third rounder wide receiver they got last year, if he can have a bounce back season, because if not, Juju Smith-Schuster's is gonna be all by himself, and that'll hurt the Steelers. But they always find a way, though. So I'm not really worried about it. The Browns, I'm really excited for them. You got OBJ, you got good wide receivers. You got Callaway, and you got Jarvis Landry with OBJ. You got Trent Richardson. You got Kareem Hunt, which is big. If he gets suspended, or I think he is suspended the first 8 games of the year, but those last 8 games, he's going to help a lot, especially with Duke Johnson and Nick Chubb. That's going to be like the most deadly running game in the AFC North. That's going to beat out the Ravens definitely, and I think it's going to beat out the Steelers. So that's really good. They got a great wide receiver core, and their defense is solid. So the Browns have a good shot. They have a great shot to get the title. They also have a good shot to get to the AFC Championship, which would be crazy. It all depends whether Baker Mayfield has a sophomore slump, which I don't think he will. I think he doesn't have that sort of attitude to have that sort of. And if he does, his career will spiral down into nothing. Ravens. I think Lamar Jackson, he's the guy I'm rooting for out of all the quarterbacks that came out last year's draft. He's the guy I'm rooting for to have the best career. And because I think he has such a great story. And I think he's going to have somewhat of a mid-slump where he's probably going to be bad half the year, then the bye week's going to come, then he comes back and he wins. I just feel that way for some reason. I don't know why. They're obviously going to work on his trying to get wide receivers to help with him. He's working on his passing game down in Florida with other Ravens receivers, so we'll wait and see. I hope he gets better. Are the Ravens better than the Browns overall? I don't think so. The Ravens, their defense isn't terrible now because they still got Earl Thomas, but it's not as good as it was last year, especially with all those people leaving. And also, they got Mark Ingram, who I think is an upgrade to who they had before, especially since that one guy got kicked off the team for some off-the-field issues. And, that's pretty much the Ravens. The Bengals have them at the bottom. There's nothing really here. They have talent. I will admit that. They have talent. You got John Ross, you got A.J. Green, you got Joe Mixon, you got Tyler Eifert. And I don't believe in Dalton. I just don't. Now, could that be because of Marvin Lewis? Because being a shitty coach all these years, or having shitty quarterback coaches? Well, we'll have to wait and see this year with Zach Taylor. I think, honestly, they should get a quarterback this year, either from maybe one of the AAF or from like someone in the mid-rounds to sort of push Andy Dalton. Make him play better. And if he ends up sucking and then the other guy ends up sucking, then next year get a better quarterback, because you got better quarterbacks coming out next year in the draft, I already said. We'll just wait and see if Zach Taylor can do anything. I honestly think they hired him way too early. Just because he knew Sean McVay doesn't mean he's going to be a great coach. I'm just saying. Let's move on to the AFC South. It's already at 15 minutes, and I've only talked about the AFC. I have the Colts. Colts are going to be really good this year. They're going to be scary good. I'm not going to say who my Super Bowl pick yet is, but they have a good chance of getting it. They have a great defense. They have a good run game with Hines and Mack. I think that, it's solid. I thought they were actually going to go off after Le'Veon Bell. I mean, can you imagine if Le'Veon Bell went there? They would have been deadly. They have a good offensive line. They have a great backup quarterback in Jacoby Brissett. So if Andrew Luck goes down, Jacoby Brissett, I believe he can take them deep into the playoffs. Super Bowl, I don't know. And Andrew Luck is really good. He's probably for me, he's my favorite, and I think he is the best quarterback in the AFC South. Yes, over Deshaun Watson. They also got, you still got T.Y. Hilton, and you got Funchess added into there, so you got your sort of wide receiver too. So I think you're pretty solid all around. I have the Texans next. This one was hard because the Texans and Jaguars, both of them have ups and downs this year. The Texans defense is going to take a hit with Tyrann Mathieu being gone. They could fix it up with what's left of free agency and the draft, but honestly, I don't know. Their defense might be a huge letdown this year. Their run game's sort of weak. I'm not a huge supporter of Lamar Miller. I don't think he's that good. I don't think he should be the wide receiver or running back one for the guys. You got DeAndre Hopkins still. You got Deshaun Watson, who is probably he's definitely the second. I think most people say he's the best quarterback in the AFC South right now. So I don't know. I honestly, I mean, it's just hard. And then next I have the Jaguars. My boy Foles went to Jacksonville. I'm really excited for him. I hope he has a good career there. I really do. Because he's done a lot for the team, and I'm rooting for him. The Jags are now my second favorite team, and they replaced the Broncos. But yeah, Foles, he's definitely an upgrade from Bortles, but it's not hard to upgrade from Bortles. So that's what scares a lot of people. I think a lot of people are concerned, like, well, can he be an every week starter? Yes, because he did it before. He did it with the Eagles, right? And then he did it with, I think, the Rams. I'm not sure. The whole Rams-Chiefs thing is a whole fuckery. But the only reason why he struggled in the regular season at the beginning last year is because he didn't even know he was going to be the starter. He didn't know if Wentz was going to come back week 1 or week 10 or whatever. Sorry, man. My mouth is dry. I should have brought in a drink or something. But yeah, Foles is an upgrade. He's got Leonard Fournette. This is a talented team. The only thing that held him down these past 2 years, well, last year was injuries, but also quarterback play, because they had 2 shitty quarterbacks that didn't do anything. Oh my gosh, man, I got cut. They got the second best defense, I think, in the AFC South. That could be argued with the Colts. Maybe the Colts have the second best. They're sort of hand in hand with me, honestly, because I'm not so sure about certain parts of it. They got to work on their offensive line, protect my boy Foles. I think they have been already. And their wide receivers, they got CJ. I probably spelled this wrong. CJ Brouard or something like that. Okay, whatever. Sorry if I misspelled that. DJ Chark, Keelan Cole, Chris Conley, Marquise Lee, and Dede Westbrook. It's a good wide receiver room. The biggest thing for the Jaguars is the offseason, so Foles can get sort of a chemistry with these guys so that they can be good and keep his stuff going from when he was with the Philly, because that's important. And the reason why I'm concerned about him is because it's probably going to take a year for them to really get that connection, and then next year they might be better. But next year they might try to draft a quarterback, but Foles is just going to be a bridge guy, which I wish he wouldn't be. And then at the bottom I have the Titans. I think a lot of people are probably going to be like, well, Marcus Mariota's in the last year of his contract, and he's going to play the hardest he's ever played. Sure, but he's been injured almost 3 out of his last 4 years. So that's why, and I think also with Tannehill being there, I think it's going to cause him to play a little bit harder than he should. He's going to try to force something, and he's going to get injured, and then Tannehill's going to come in, and he's going to end up getting injured probably, and then they're going to have to stick with their third stringer, who I don't even know if they have one. And that's why I have him at the bottom. I think you got Derrick Henry, you got Humphreys, and you got to find defense. So they still have a good chance. It just depends on Marcus Mariota not getting hurt. And if he does, can Ryan Tannehill get you to the playoffs? I don't fucking know. It's been 20 minutes, and I've already talked about the AFC. I've been really slow with these. I'm just trying to get my thoughts and opinions of this team out. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to split this up into 2 parts. This is going to be my AFC predictions, and I'm going to do an NFL prediction. So make sure you guys stick around for the NFL. And I'm going to get some fucking water. The NFC predictions, which will be uploaded maybe a few days afterwards. I don't know. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Trent, Other Rogan. Hope you enjoyed this first NFL video, and I'll see you guys later.